He will run you dry. Like, he'll run you to completely depleted. Emotionally, mentally, financially. Many narcissists will leave the person permanently if they're just in it for the finances. Once you have no finances, once you're broke, then like, well, forget you. I'll go find someone else with money. Maybe he'll leave you when he finds someone else that he thinks is better at sex or that he feels better about. So he's going to try to find someone else and be like, yep, forget you. I'm going to move on. Why does he keep coming back? You'll see him keep coming back to you over and over and over again. And it gets to a place where it starts to just baffle you and just kind of like mind F with you. If you're like, what in the world? Why does he keep coming back? Have you ever had that thought? Have you ever been confused and lost, wondering, why in the world does he keep circling back to me? What is it about me? Maybe you think you're a narcissistic magnet and you're just attracting him back. Maybe you're just attracting all narcissists and you think, oh, this just must be who I am. I keep attracting all these different types of people. There could be different pieces inside of this aspect of him coming back over and over and over that you start to feel crazy. You start to feel insane simply of like, what in the world? I don't get it. I don't understand. Sometimes there's a piece of him coming back that it makes you believe that he loves you. Because if he didn't love you, why would he keep coming back? Our dog, which is a puppy, was a puppy. She's getting over it now. But early on when she was a puppy, there'd be times where she would get bored. She would get very antsy. She'd get like she'd just do a bunch of crazy stuff, right? And one of the signs, and sometimes one of the things that happen when the dog gets bored is the dog will be outside and get bored, be like, I'm bored right now, not sure what I want to do. Let's eat poop. And so the dog will go around and actually go around and eat her own crap. Now, it's wild because inside of this moment, we're like, that doesn't make sense. Why would a dog do that? It's a lot of different reasons, a lot of different things we had to work on, a lot of things we had to do as far as training, as far as exercise, all that kind of stuff. But I need you to understand there's this piece, it's the same exact thing that's happening in your life. There's this repetition. There's this cycle that keeps coming. This cycle that keeps happening. Simply because the narcissist might be bored, he might come back to you. But the problem is you'll accept a lot of crap from him over and over and over again. You'll accept a lot of shit from him simply because you're looking for the validation. You're looking for the approval. You're looking for, oh, he actually loves me. No, he's actually just bored. That's why he's coming back to you. Don't read too far in the illustration because then I'm calling you crap and I'm not trying to call you crap. But the dog would keep going back to the same thing over and over and over again. Narcissist is going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like, you're going to keep seeing him come back into your life over and over and over again. Even if he's with someone else. Even if he has a baby with someone else. Even if he's married to someone else. The problem is half of you are too naive to think that he won't do it. And so then you're shocked when he actually does. You think, oh, well, he'd never come back because I exposed him. He never will come back because he's having a baby with another person. He'll never come back because, insert your thought. And then you're shocked when he does. But you're even more shocked that you fall for it. And you're even more shocked that you're back in the toxic relationship when you got out 6 months, 6 years before. Doesn't matter. A lot of times we'll see a narcissist come back. Why does he keep coming back? Just mention the piece of him being bored. That's an easy one. Narcissists oftentimes get bored. Get bored with a lot of people. He might have got bored with you. That's why I went to the next person. Got bored with the next person. That's why I came back to you. Oftentimes the narcissist will get bored to the place of, let me just cycle back to what feels comfortable, what I know I can manipulate. Clue there. What I know I can manipulate. You see, many of you think that a narcissist coming back, that a Hoover attempt, him coming back into your life, him trying to get back with you, that a Hoover attempt means care. Hoover attempt means control. Hoover attempt means, hey, you initially got away, or I initially left you. I was wondering if you'd come back into my dungeon and just like stay here with me. And I guess it's okay if I just chain you up and just hold you hostage with your emotions, with manipulating your feelings, all those different other things. Is that something you want? Okay, let's get you back in the dungeon and let's just control you. Hoover is not this piece of care. It's not this piece of like, oh, I just love you so much. Now, he might say that, but he also said that to the other girl that he went with not too long ago. So there's this piece you need to understand. Him coming back into your life is not this level of care. It's this level of control. He's going to continue to come back to the people that he knows he can manipulate. What does that say about you right now if he's already come back 2, 3, 4 times? That means he knows he can manipulate you. He knows you're manipulatable. He knows that he can actually do the things he needs to do to convince you that he loves you. But he doesn't, because he keeps doing this. He keeps cycling. How many of you have been stuck inside of the cycle of a toxic relationship? You've cycled with him, you've cycled with multiple toxic people, but you've seen this cycle over and over and over again. If this has been you, type in cycle into the chat. Just type in cycle underneath the video so we know, hey, this person has been cycled through. Well, they've had this cycle. They've been stuck in the cycle. They're confused about the cycle. They're lost in the cycle. The cycle is just happening. Type in cycle. Because until we actually break you out of the cycle, it will continue to happen. Early on growing up, there was a lady that gave me a great piece of advice. She was like, if you feel like you're stuck in a rut, like you're stuck in the same circle, in the same cycle, going over and over, break the cycle. Super profound and super simple. Simply because if you're in this place where he continues to circle back to you over and over and over, why don't we change something versus accepting it? Like first time, you're like, okay, oh yeah, he didn't actually care. That's why he left. Second time, third time, fourth time, we get on the 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th. Like there's a piece here that we need to start waking up to. He's been cycling you. He's been going back and forth over and over and over, cycling with you. Do you see this? The narcissist is going to keep doing this. He's going to keep coming back to you over and over because he knows he can manipulate you. He knows if he shows up on your doorstep, he has almost 100% chance of manipulating you. Versus if he just calls, it goes down to like 50%. If he just texts, it goes down to like 25%. If he can get face-to-face with you, it's over. Because you're already looking for the need and the validation that he's going to provide you. Even if it's just a breadcrumb, even if it's just a second. And it feels good. It gives you this dopamine rush. It's like, oh, he loves me. He cares about me. No, he's trying to control you. So he's going to keep cycling back. Inside of this piece of the narcissist keeps cycling back, one of the easiest ways to explain it is a vending machine that's broken. And not a vending machine that's broken and it doesn't give you anything out of it, but the fact that you can push any button at any time, you don't have to pay any money, and you still get anything you want out of it. Sounds like a pretty good deal, huh? You just have this vending machine, just has tons of food and snacks and drinks. You walk up to, you press whatever button you want, and you get it. No money exchange, no payment necessary. Press the button, you get what you want. This is how the narcissist is viewing you in his life. He's great at manipulating, pressing the buttons, figuring out the things that will trigger you to get the desired response, to get you back, to get you riled up, to get you reacting, to get you angry, to get sex from you, whatever it might be. He's great at pushing all the buttons. But he pushes all the buttons to get a reaction out of you, and you keep giving him a reaction, and you wonder, why does he keep coming back? That's because he's getting a fun trip and a high and an excitement off of doing the things that's manipulating you, and you show up and you play into his hand every single time. Some of you right now are vending machines. He shows up, presses your button, you give him what he wants, he goes away. Very often. This isn't a piece of like, oh, well, this might happen every once in a while. No, you've already seen it happen multiple times. Comes into your life, presses the buttons, get what he wants, he goes to you, he comes back in, presses your button, gets what he wants. Like, this piece has been a cycle for you. It's been habitual. You've seen this happen. Like, just me talking about it is putting a different light and different words to it that you've never experienced before, simply because I'm calling something out that you don't want to actually see or want to actually admit. But simply the fact that it's been happening over and over tells us something. Hey, he's going to continue to do it until something changes. And the thing is, the something that changes, either the vending machine runs out of everything completely, or the vending machine stops giving in to that person, or the vending machine moves so he can't find the vending machine. Like, there's multiple ways we can talk about this. He will run you dry. Like, he'll run you till you're completely depleted. Emotionally, mentally, financially. Many narcissists will leave the person permanently if they're just in it for the finances. Once you have no finances, once you're broke, then like, well, forget you, I'll go find someone else with money. Maybe he'll leave you when he finds someone else that he thinks is better at sex or that he feels better about. So he's going to try to find someone else and be like, yep, forget you, I'm going to move on. Because he's looking at people as vending machines. What can he get out of them? Like, he's walking through a sea, a world of vending machines, and he's pressing all the buttons on all the vending machines. And when he gets to the one that actually gives him something without him actually having to put any payment in, he's like, there's the one. Let's go with this one for a while. Yeah, we're getting bored of these same snacks. We're running low on the sodas. Let me go try another vending machine. The narcissist in your life is going to keep coming back until you're fully depleted or until you finally say no. Till you finally stop the abuse that's happening. Now, it sounds weird because it sounds like I'm putting this abuse piece back on you. I'm not calling you the abuser. I'm saying, hey, you can actually stop it. Once you become aware of what's going on, you don't have to keep dishing out the condiments inside the vending machine. You can actually stop it. You can actually pull back. Now, this is easier said than done because as I say this, some of you are like, yeah, I don't know how. I get that. That's why we actually walk people through a systematic process to actually build your confidence and stop being the vending machine that's giving people crap. Because simply, if you do not stop this, he will continue until you have nothing left. Mentally, emotionally, financially, like everything. Until you have nothing left. And when he does this, then you'll be stuck as a complete victim and oftentimes stuck in victimhood. You've heard me talk about that recently on the channel. Some people don't like it. That's why we're losing people. That's why some people are running for the hills. They don't want to be around the content that calls people out. Because you have the power to change your circumstance. You have the power to change what's currently happening right here, right now. You have the power to say, nope, no longer giving out free snacks from my vending machine. Instead, you got to pay. If you don't pay to play, then you don't actually stay. So the problem is you're looking at your life thinking that he's going to leave and he's going to leave you alone. When in reality, you have to set up boundaries and barriers and make sure that he doesn't come back into your life because that's your responsibility, not his. Well, but I just want him to block me and leave me alone. Okay, that's your responsibility, not his. Well, I don't know if I can do it. I don't think I'm strong enough. I need him to do it. Guess what? He doesn't care about you. So that's your responsibility, not his. You have the responsibility to grow, to rise, to develop. He has that responsibility, but he doesn't care. He's not willing to do it. The question is, are you? Are you willing to do what's required to actually move forward in your healing process? For you to actually transform who you're showing up now? Because if we only look at who you are now and you're not willing to change, mold, and modify who you are to grow to who you're called to be, you stay stuck and you become that vending machine that gets depleted and frustrated and tired and old. And as a result, he continues to come back and use you till there's nothing left. And then he leaves you completely and he keeps moving on to the next person. Why a narcissist keeps coming back is because he's bored, because he can, and because he will continue to use and abuse you until there's nothing left and until you actually are willing to do something about it. If you're willing to do something about it, go to rawmotivations.com because I want to help you understand how to be free. If you want to hear a video about this, you can go to rawmotivationscoaching.com to help you understand how I help liberate women from the toxic relationship. If you're trapped, you want to find freedom, go there and I'll give you a video talking through how we help in this. rawmotivationscoaching.com.